Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So yesterday we started with chapter 17. We studied about classification of animal tissue. Today we will study the classification of plant tissue. So you may see classification of plant tissue. I have given you a chart. Plant tissues are basically divided into two, meristematic and permanent. Meristematic tissue is divided into three types: apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Permanent tissue are of two types: simple permanent and complex permanent. Simple permanent are of different types: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Complex is of two types: xylem and phloem. Xylem consists of different types: tracheids, vessels, fibers, xylem parenchyma. Phloem consists of sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers. Now you might find these terms a little bit difficult. You might be listening it for the first time. Okay, but you have to learn these terms with spellings. Okay, so this is classification of plant tissue. Plant tissue is divided into two types of tissue: meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. There are three types of meristematic tissues: apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Permanent tissue is of two types: simple and complex permanent. Simple: parenchyma, chlorenchyma, parenchyma and collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Complex consists of xylem and phloem. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, fibers, xylem parenchyma, and phloem consists of sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. Now, on page number 199, plant tissue. What is the main difference between growth of animals and plants? This we had discussed in the other lecture. What is the difference in the growth of plants and animals? In case of animals, the growth is only for a fixed period of time and it occurs throughout their body. Whereas in case of plants, the growth is throughout their lifetime and it is localized. Next, why does the growth of a plant occur only at specific parts of the body? Because the meristematic tissue is present only at specific parts of the plant body. Okay, so wherever the meristematic tissue is present, the growth occurs. Now there is a try this question. What you have to do, you have to take two onions, you have to place an onion on each gas jar in such a way that their roots remain dipped in water. Measure and record the length of the roots of both the onions on the first, second and third day. On the fourth day, you have to cut off 1 centimeter of the roots of onion in flask B. Okay, and then again place it and again measure. Now you may see you have to write the measurements in the table. Which onion has longer roots? Which onion will have longer roots? It will be of flask A. Why? Because it has meristematic tissue at its tips. Why did the roots of onion in jar B stop growing? Why? Because the meristematic tissues were cut off. Okay. Now we may move on to the next page, the meristematic tissue. In the first paragraph, they have given the structure of meristematic tissue. Cells of meristematic tissue contain thick cytoplasm, a conspicuous nucleus, prominent nucleus, and a thin cell wall, and are compactly packed together. Vacuoles are usually absent in these cells. These cells are highly active. To bring about plant growth, you may underline a very important sentence. What is the function of meristematic tissue? It is to bring about plant growth. Now, according to location, meristematic tissue is of three types. The diagram given below, figure 17.4, and the table towards the right, it is very important question, 3-mark question. Apical meristem is towards the tip of the root or the stem. Function: it increases the length of the root and the stem. So, the length of the root and the length of the stem increases due to apical meristem, which is present at the tip of the root and the tip of the stem. Next is intercalary meristem. It is at the base of the petiole of the leaves and of branches. In case of sugarcane, you might have seen the nodes in between. Okay, the nodes in between. So the meristem which is present at those nodes or at the beginning of a leaf, petiole means at the beginning of the leaf, the stalk, the beginning of the stalk of the leaf, that is said to be petiole. The meristem which is present there, that is said to be intercalary meristem. Function: growth of branches, formation of leaves and flowers. Next is lateral meristem. Lateral sides of the root and the stem. Okay, sides means the covering. The covering, you can say tell as a covering. So lateral is towards the side of the root and the stem. Function: increases girth or diameter of the root and the stem. This is a 3-mark question. Next is permanent tissue. After their growth is complete, okay, so the meristematic tissue, after its growth is complete, it differentiates and lose their ability to divide and start to perform a specific function at a specific place. Okay, so the cells, after a particular period of time, they are not able to divide, so they separate themselves and they form a separate tissue which perform only a single type of function. That is said to be a permanent tissue. Okay, you know the meaning of permanent. After their growth is complete, new cells formed by division of meristematic tissue lose their ability to divide and start to perform a specific function at a specific place. Okay, thus they get a particular structure, particular location and particular function. This is called as permanent tissue. There are 2 types of permanent tissues: simple permanent and complex permanent. Simple permanent, these are made up of only one type of cells. According to function, they are of different types. Epidermis. Okay, I forgot to write about epidermis here. Okay, above parenchyma. What is epidermis? Epidermis is the topmost layer of a leaf, or the topmost layer of a stem, or the topmost layer of cells of a root. Okay, the layer of cells which is at the topmost or the lowermost. Okay, the topmost layer is called as epidermis. It is covered with a waxy coating which is called as cuticle. What is the purpose of cuticle? It is to prevent water loss. Okay, so we will see. You have to cut the leaf of Rio or lily and you have to observe it under microscope. You are able to see those cells. You may see the last paragraph. The entire outer surface of a plant is made up of only one layer of cells. That layer is called as epidermis. Cells of epidermis are flat as there are no intercellular spaces between them. A continuous layer is formed. There is a waxy out coating which is called as cuticle, due to which the water in the underlying parts are retained. That means it prevents water loss. Page number 201. Types of simple permanent tissues. The diagrams are important. They are asked for 2 marks. Name of the tissue. First one, parenchyma. Structure. They are living cells with thin cell wall and intercellular spaces. So there are spaces in between 2 cells. Location. All parts like root, stem, leaves, flowers, seeds. So mostly the plant body is made up of parenchyma. Functions: support, storage of food and filling vacant spaces. So just like animals are having areolar tissue, plants are having parenchyma. Subtypes. There are 2 subtypes. Chlorenchyma. Okay, chlorenchyma is parenchyma with chloroplast and aerenchyma is parenchyma with air spaces. Okay, so chlorenchyma, leaves perform photosynthesis. Why? Because it is having chloroplast. Aerenchyma helps aquatic plants, leaves and stem to float. They are able to float. Why? Because they are having air spaces. Next is about collenchyma. They are elongated living cells with thickened cell wall at corners. You may see In the diagram, the thickening is towards the corners. It is due to cellulose and pectin. Underline, this is an objective question. Location, at the base of leaf, petiole, branches and stem. Function, support and flexibility to various parts. Okay, so the plants, you might have seen the plants are able to bend like this. Okay, they are able to bend due to collenchyma tissue. Next is sclerenchyma. They are dead and fibrous cells. Okay, both the others are living cells. This is a dead cell with tapering ends. Tapering means pointed towards the ends. The cell wall contains lignin. Location, stem, veins of leaves, hard coat of seeds, outer covering of coconut. This is a frequently asked objective question. The outer covering is made of coconut is made up of dash tissue. It is sclerenchyma. Next, function, give strength and rigidity to parts of plants. Now the next is types of complex permanent tissues. There are two types of complex permanent tissues, xylem and phloem. On the top of the page, you may write this question, distinguish between xylem and phloem, a frequently asked question. Characteristic of xylem, it consists of thick-walled dead cells. There are types of cells, what are they? Tracheids, vessels, fibers, xylem parenchyma, and phloem consists of sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. What is the function of xylem? Structure like interconnected tubes. It conducts water and minerals only in the upward direction. Whereas phloem, the function, tubes joined to each other conduct sugar and amino acids from leaves to different parts in both upward and downward direction. So distinguish between xylem and phloem is a very important question. So we have finished with classification of animal tissue and classification of plant tissue. The function, structure and location of each and every type of tissue could be asked. The diagrams also could be asked. Okay, so you may go through the textbook. If you are having any doubt, you may ask. Thank you.